Hello, everybody. Welcome to the week 6 announcements. And before we actually talk about what's going on in this class, you have to check out what's going on with NASA because they just finished releasing a video of the Perseverance rover landing on Mars. It is a video of the EDL, the entry, descent, and landing phases. And it is a high definition video of a robot built by humans that left Earth over 7 months ago, traveled all the way to Mars, 300 million miles away, and then descended and landed onto the surface of another planet using a sky crane. High definition video of a landing of an object on a different planet. Holy cow, I've never seen anything so amazing. It's absolutely stunning. You can go find it on nasa.gov. They have a link. Trust me, it's right on the front. I've also provided a link to the NASA release from the YouTube channel. In the week 6 announcements, that's actually an announcement called the week 6 announcements. Something I'm going to start doing is sending out the announcements in triplicate. So you have them in these videos, you have them in the week 6 module or the weekly modules, and you'll have them sent as an announcement. So you should be aware of what's going on. At the end of this announcement video, I am going to show you the video because it's just really that cool that I want to make sure everybody gets the chance to see it because, oh man, I just can't get over it. I still got chills and goosebumps from watching it. Uh, I will show it at the end, but I knew I'd be super excited about this and I want you to actually pay attention to the announcements. So let's do the announcements first and then stick around. You can watch it here on this video, or you can go find it on your own and watch it in your own free time. Okay, so what are the announcements? So the big one is we have advanced through the semester where we are ready for our first Astronomy 151 exam. It is happening next week. It's again going to be a 2 attempt policy, just like with your quizzes, where on Monday you'll have from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to log on and you'll get 90 minutes to complete the 55 question exam. And then again, you'll have another attempt on Thursday. And in the interim, I'll have our regular Canvas discussion where I'll address the most missed concepts, where you need to focus your studying on, and then you'll have time to reflect on your own performance and a chance to improve your score with the second attempt. So exam 1 is going to cover unit 1, parts 1 through 3. That is not going to include any of the week 6 material where we're talking about unit 1, part 4, all about light. I'll save that. There's enough to be getting on with. Parts 1 through 3, I think, is more than enough for an exam. Do keep up with the material this week because you will want to know it. It is pretty cool material, but it will not be on exam 1 next week. What is going to be on exam 1? You want a little bit more detail? Go to the exam must knows on Canvas. It's under the module called quiz hints and exam must knows. Download those, go through them. Make sure you do it before Sunday evening, or even worse, before Monday when you're sitting down to take the exam. I've made a long study guide that gives you strategies on how to take the exams, how I design exams, and then a list of topics. Open-ended questions that you should probably answer, example questions. It is a full study guide with a lot for you to chew on and digest. I suggest that you go through it, figuring out what you know, what you don't know, and work on making your own study sheet, maybe 1 or 2 pages front and back. And in that process of creating your own study sheet, you'll do a lot of the studying you need, and then you'll have a reference guide. So if you do run into a question on the exam, you know where to go look in the notes. I do not use Respondus software or Lockdown browser for the exams. The exams run just like the quizzes, except you have a 90-minute timer instead of a 12-minute timer. They are open notes, open book, just not open friends. So don't use your friends. There are a lot of unique versions of the exam, so you will not be taking the same version as your friends. Also, this week's live with Dr. Lindsay sessions, those are the Thursday 3 to 5 p.m. and the Friday 2 to 4 p.m. session, is being reserved for an exam 1 review session. These are question and answer sessions where you will show up and you'll ask me what questions you have and we'll go over it in as much detail as you all want. We have 2 hours for these sessions. If you come, I ask 2 things of you. 1, show up at the start time. Second, if you're going to come, already have studied. I want you to bring me your questions. I'm not going to go through and just do a summary of do this, yada, yada, yada. I'm not just going to read the exam must knows to you. I want to answer the questions that you have. And the only way you can know what questions you really have is if you've tried to study and you're figuring out what you need additional help with. So study up, come with prepared questions, and that will make the review session much better for everybody that's attending. In the past, I've never done one of these online like this before, but in the past, whenever I used to do these in person, they were wildly successful, and students always reported, and the grades for the students that attended were notably higher than the ones that didn't attend. Okay, so I am going to make a video. It's not made yet. I'm gonna release it on Canvas. It's called Your Guide to Astronomy Exams, where I'll just go into a little bit more detail about how I design astronomy exams and how you take astronomy exams in this class. I've already hit the main points, so this video alone should make you feel pretty comfortable about it. You can always go get the gory details by going to the exam policy on this syllabus or under the key course information module on Canvas. Okay, so a couple of other things related to the exam. One, you have a Canvas discussion where you can ask questions there as well. This might actually help me in knowing what you're going to want to ask in the study session. So use the discussion. It's called pre-exam. I think I called it study session. I don't know if I actually called it pre-exam one studying, but it's pretty obvious what it is. It's linked in the week 6 module. Post questions you have there, and hopefully this will become a good way for you to interact with one another and to interact with me to get you what you need so you can perform to your satisfaction on exam one. There are also astronomy 151 extra credit opportunities. And if you remember from the previous videos or reading the policy, before every major exam in this class, you'll have 3 extra credit opportunities. It's the same 3 opportunities each time. You can write an essay on a space mission. You have to choose a different mission if you're going to do this one more than once. You can write an essay on a famous astrophysicist, or you can take one of the course concepts that is related to the exam, in this case, exam one, and create a mini lesson. So go ahead and prepare a video that is actually teaching that material and submit that. And those are your 3 ways of getting extra credit. You can do each one of these prior to each major exam, and each one of them earns you plus 1% that'll be added to your overall class grade. So at the end of the semester, I will add this extra credit to your overall class average. Now, I do need to limit how much extra credit you can earn. So the cap is a total of 5 percentage points that you can get. So you have plenty of opportunities to earn up to those 5 percentage points. But notice that you can't just wait until it's just before the final exam and earn the full amount of extra credit. This is designed so you're working on stuff and you're digesting the material as we go through the class and you're accruing your extra credit rather than just a pile on of, I need to save my grade right now. Also, a really cool opportunity for you. This is not extra credit, but it is just an opportunity that's open to you. Paul Lewis, our astronomy outreach coordinator, and the person that's pretty much in charge of all of our telescopes here on our rooftop. He wants to offer you observing opportunities. It's kind of odd to be in an astronomy class without an opportunity to look through a telescope at the night sky. So he is going to do what we can with what, well, given that we are in a pandemic. So what's going on is at 8 p.m. this Tuesday, the 23rd of February, weather pending, of course, because if it's cloudy, you can't see the night sky, he is going to host a rooftop observation. And which rooftop? The Nielsen Physics and Astronomy Building rooftop, where we have a whole fleet of telescopes up there. And he's going to host a observing night for you all. It'll be at 8 p.m. Now, because we are in a pandemic, we have to do things a little bit differently. One, if you want to attend, you must RSVP saying that you are going to attend. So you need to say who you are, what class you're in, and let Paul Lewis know. I have his email here. It's also in the announcement on Canvas. So gplewis@utk.edu. Now, because we need to keep social distancing and safety standards, and it's pretty cramped up on the roof, it's a maximum of 8 students, and it's a first come, first served basis. So if you want to go, as soon as you have seen this, go ahead and email Paul Lewis and reserve your spot. You must have a mask, you must practice social distancing, and you must follow all the protocols that Paul Lewis puts in place. If you don't, I'm sure he will kindly ask you to leave the roof. And of course, please remember that the session is weather dependent. So if it's looking cloudy, it's getting close to the time, email Paul Lewis, ask him if it's still going on. And yes, it is still winter, so dress warmly because it gets pretty chilly on the rooftop if you're going to attend. This is going to the first of what I hope are more than one of these nights. If you want to take advantage of it, go for it. It is absolutely amazing to use a telescope. And finally, we have our assignments. The week 6 engagement exercise is due this Sunday, the 28th of February. No surprises there. Engagement exercise is due every week. And then this week we have homework 4, which is the last homework related to exam 1. It is homework 4 on Unit 1, Part 3, and it's due this Wednesday, the 24th of February at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. On the horizon, I really want you to be focusing on the exam. So coming up, I want you to be studying for the exam. We have the first and second attempts that are happening next week. And then in week 7, we'll have an engagement exercise. I figure we need a little break from homework. So there won't be any homework next week. Just to go ahead if you're trying to make longer term plans. All right, so that's it for the announcements. If you want to stick around and watch the video, I'm going to go ahead and reshare my screen, but with shared audio. And we will watch the Perseverance rover land on the planet Mars. Okay, everybody, here we go. Oh man, this is so cool.
We are starting the straighten up and fly right maneuver, where the spacecraft will jettison the entry balance masses in preparation for parachute deploy and to roll over to give the radar a better look at the ground.
All real video.
Applicant indicates
It's another planet. That's Mars.
The
It's
navigation has confirmed that the parachute has deployed, and we are seeing significant deceleration in the velocity. Our current velocity is 440 meters per second at an altitude of about 12 kilometers from the surface of Mars.
Heat shield set.
Perseverance has now slowed to subsonic speeds, and the heat shield has been separated.
What?
This allows both the radar and the cameras to get their first look at the surface. Current velocity is 145 meters per second at an altitude of about 9.5 kilometers above the surface.
Just floating on down towards the surface of Mars.
Nav filter converge. Velocity solution 3.3 meters per second. Altitude 7.4 kilometers.
Now has radar lock on the ground. Current velocity is about 100 meters per second, 6.6 kilometers above the surface of Mars.
So the automated systems are taking radar images of the ground and it's
Perseverance is
redirecting
continuing to
itself to
descend on
land
the
exactly
parachute.
where it
We are
wants to.
coming up on the initialization of terrain relative
Here
navigation
it comes.
and subsequently the priming of the landing engines. Our current velocity is about 90 meters per second at an altitude of 4.2 kilometers.
So that terrain relative navigation is the using radar images to
We have confirmation that the
guide the
lander vision
landing.
system has produced a valid solution and part of terrain relative navigation.
Priming. TBA is nominal.
We have priming of the landing engines.
Yes, those are sand dunes in that crater.
Back shell set.
Current velocity is 83 meters per second at about
Those are sand
2.6
dunes too.
kilometers from the surface of Mars.
At the base
We
of
have
the mountains.
confirmation that the back shell has separated. We are currently performing the divert maneuver. Current velocity is about 75 meters per second at an altitude of about a kilometer off the surface of Mars.
TRN safety Bravo.
We have completed our terrain relative navigation. Current speed is about 30 meters per second, altitude of about 300 meters off the surface of Mars. We have started our constant velocity accordion, which means we are conducting the sky crane, about to conduct the sky crane maneuver. Sky crane maneuver has started,
Just gonna drop it down there.
about 20 meters off the surface.
We're getting signals from MRO. Tango Delta.
Touchdown confirmed.
There it goes.
Perseverance safely on the surface of Mars, ready to begin seeking the sands of past life.
I am not joking when I say that might be the coolest thing I have ever seen. I hope you enjoyed it. Nice work, Perseverance team. I will see you in week 7 and for the videos for week 6.